Oh gosh, who's this? This guy says the harsh reality of sexual market value. Oh no. This is gonna be some pseudo-statistical horse shit, I guarantee it.
This is a very, very blatant statement here. You can love women or you can understand women, but you can't do both.
Oh boy, here comes the blatant sexism and women hate. How lovely.
All right, what we got here? Oh! Oh shit, the camera's on. All right, hang on.
Is this guy for real? Hold on, let me take a look at his page. Terrence Pop, redonkulous.com. We will offend you, ew. If it's wrong or ridiculous, we're talking about redonkulous.com. A 20-year Army vet sees some screwed up stuff that can't slant one's perspective on the world. This is where you'll get a load of that perspective, ew. Alright, add him to my list of stuff to look at in the future.
Alright, gentlemen, Terrence Pop here with another episode of Live from the Lair! And today, gentlemen, I got some bad news for you. I'm gonna say some shit that's gonna piss you off.
Oh my goodness, this guy's personality is incredibly off-putting, and that's completely outside of, like, the sexist shit he's about to say.
And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. First, I want to
Is he fucking drunk? He sounds drunk.
say this. Guys, when they're younger, they're always looking for the dream girl. But little do they know, they're gonna settle for the nightmare, which they find out, in their mid-30s when they get divorced for the first, second, or third time if you didn't fucking learn your mistake the first time. Also, gentlemen, beating around the bush avoids pregnancy. Winning.
Oh god. This guy's got, like, the most repugnant personality I think I've ever... And we watched Tate's speech today, and this guy's worse than him. Ugh. He literally said winning like Charlie Sheen, which is... This video came out in March. That meme is from, like, 5 or 6 years ago.
Alright, there's another go now. You guys are gonna love this. Alright, what's the difference between cancer and cuncer? Well, with cuncer, you can pack your shit and move away from it, and there you go. This is a very, very blatant statement here.
Holy shit, this guy's just, like, legit the most obnoxious. This is like drunk, asshole, racist uncle at Thanksgiving simulator. Like, what the fuck is this guy's issue? And yes, his hands did sound dry. He could use some lotion.
You can love women, or you can understand women, but you can't do both. And I'm trying to get you guys out there to understand what the
Is he about to scream about how he lives in a van down by the river? His, like, his mode of speaking, the rate at which he speaks is incredibly obnoxious. And again, I'm sorry, I want to get to the content, but, like, the presentation here is just so god-awful.
fuck is going on and how the game works. So I have this graph here for you. Now what I'm gonna explain this whole thing for you. On this side, I have age. All right? And
This is like, the kind of shit that Barney from How I Met Your Mother would do, where he'd make up the fake graphs and stuff of how he thinks relationships work. But the point is, in those shows, it's like a joke that he's an asshole and a womanizer, and he makes these ridiculous rules about how life works. But this guy's, like, being real about it in real life, and it's just so depressing.
And this one here is the sexual market value of men and the sexual market value of women. All right. Now, it's a fact that the top 20% of the dudes out there have their pick of the litter of 80% of the women out there. 20% of them just don't even make the cut. All right. And a large majority of these bad...
He says that that's a fact without citing any source on that. That's a factoid that incels and MGTOW people will quote a lot. I don't know where it comes from, but it's like a weird thing to say. There are always attractive people, both men and women, and it stands to reason that people who are more physically attractive are going to have a higher chance of success in hitting on people, because people like attractive people. That is a thing. But what does that have to do with anything? It's not like they're going around and, like, stealing your girl or whatever. Like, what are you talking about? Chances are the top 20% in terms of looks, whatever the fuck that means. Let's say we can come up with a statistically significant reason to say that this group of people is the top 20% of men and women, and let's pretend they're all heterosexual for this. I'd imagine the top 20% would hook up with each other, right? Because if you're going by this weird arbitrary standard where you're saying people can be judged on their looks at a number value, why would a 10 ever hook up with a 7 when they could hook up with a 10? It doesn't make any sense. It's, for one thing, stupid in the first place to be judging people entirely by their looks, much less actually trying to ascribe number values to their looks. But even internally, this is an inconsistent worldview.
Bad boys, the top 20%ers, by the age of 25, have run through basically most of the women in, fucktardia, which is the Western world.
Oh, God. This guy's awful.
So, by the ages between 18 and 30, most of the women already failed the dick stacking tests. All right, for you guys out there who don't know what the dick stacking test is, you ask a couple of questions, do some, arithmetic, figure out how many dudes have hit that pink pocket before you. You then...
What the fuck? What the fuck? Who cares? As long as everyone's clean in terms of STDs, why does it matter how many partners that your current partner has had? It's irrelevant.
Take that number, multiply it by 6, then divide by 12. And if you were going to put a platform at the resulting number, which is feet, and push them off in your mind, if they so much as get a skin knee, too many cocks. Because let's face it, gentlemen, when they fail the dick stacking test, the chances of them genuinely pair bonding with you go to almost nothing.
Oh my goodness, he's one of these people that thinks this is like shit that like evangelical Christians will say about abstinence, like, oh, you're like a piece of duct tape, and the more times you couple with someone, it's gonna get harder and harder to stick to someone else. Of course, this is all horse shit. None of it has any evidence in actual science or any experiments that show, like, the more relationships you're in or the more hookups you have, the harder it is to, like, connect to someone. It's just not true. It's, like, ridiculous ideology-based reasoning. It has nothing to do with actual evidence. It's just putting some weird, what's the word I'm looking for? It puts a high value on virginity arbitrarily.
As a betting man, the best odds you get in a casino is 51-49, and it's only if you really count cards. If you went in the casino and you were betting and you knew that it was 95-5, you're a fucking idiot. All right, as men go up in age, their sexual market value increases. As a woman goes up in age, her sexual market value decreases. Up to right here, 28-32, where the wall begins. It's all genetic.
Oh my goodness, don't throw around the word genetic when it has nothing to do with what you're talking about. Holy shit. Does he think graphs are just lines you draw on scatter plots? Does he understand that typically the points you make actually need to, like, be connected to some reality that you've observed and not just bullshit you've heard other people say on the internet? He's like, yeah, I'll draw this downward line for women. That means they're getting bad as they get old. Like, on what are you basing the fact that it's, like, attractiveness here and here? Like, where are you deciding to put these points? It's not a chart if you just decided to go, I'll just make this line go down here. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
But I've noticed on average 30 years old is where you start seeing the crow's feet, the downward turning nozzles, you know, the little bit of a turkey neck going on. Don't get me wrong, guys get that too. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm just being honest. Hang on a minute here. I'm not drinking an alcoholic beverage.
It really sounds like you have. If this is how you sound sober, I'd hate to hear you drunk.
No sugar, energy drink. Now, what women fail to realize, as men go up in sexual market value, they can do a lot of really cool things, like start pulling tail younger. It's very common for a 40-year-old dude to pull tail, 22-ish.
Thank you, Fall Fry Fairy,
you know,
for following.
Maybe a little less, but usually 22 to 28. They can do it all day long.
Oh!
And that leaves a whole lot of these other women up here who have, you know, aged out of their first fertility window, which ends at 28, high and dry. And the pickings get mighty slim. And with all of the crazy art...
Did this guy's wife just leave him while he was, like, off on tour in Afghanistan and he's super bitter about it, or what?
Articles that Redonkulous has been ripping apart, the desperation is getting dialed up to 12. All right. Now, the sexual market value for men usually peaks at 50.
Chud math class. I'm gonna steal that. I'm gonna steal that, NB Gamer. The title of this, when I highlight it, it's gonna be Chud math class.
Now, if you have enough money, you can build a ramp.
MMO Addicted says, with 100 bits, I mean, he could be an economist of the Austrian school. To explain the joke, most basic reject numerical models. Many of them just make lines on paper to prop up their political ideologies. I'm glad you're entertaining yourself with jokes that only you understand. Funny, though. I get how that would be funny.
Where it no longer affects you. There's lots of multi-millionaires out there, beyond 60, running around with 30-year-old bombshells. Is that a bad thing? Who am I to judge? But
yeah, his accent, it's weird. His age at the bottom is high, and then it gets lower. I don't know why he decided to do it this way.
If that guy has enough money to build the ramp, he knows the deal and he knows how to play the game, and more power to him. But it does, if you don't have the money, it does taper down to like almost nothing at like 80. Because there's probably a lot of women out here who will settle for, 75-year-old men if they can pay their bills. I mean, that's just the way it works.
Again, as all these weird MGTOW incel people do, painting all women as inherently gold diggers. So strange. It's like these people are so focused on sex that they think that all women must be equally focused on something in the same way they are, as opposed to just wanting reasonable, open, like, relationships. And I don't mean open in, like, a polyamorous way. I mean open as in, like, honest, real relationships with people. Therefore, they ascribe to them and project their own awful intentions onto the other women. It's very strange.
Don't hate me. I'm just telling you the rules of the game.
Zuck the cuck drinks water like a duck, but he also drinks your data. So tell Scylla Cunt Valley to shove that date up their fourth point of contact
P.
by downloading
Young,
the
thank you
Brave
for
browser.
following.
It's free, blocks online
Add.
advertising, and protects your private attention. Click.
You can see here that sexual market value starts plummeting relatively quickly, and they pretty much hit the wall 28.32, and then it goes down even more. Once they come through that wall and it chews them up, they hit around 40, and that's where a lot of women start to realize they're invisible, or it's starting to happen. You know, where they don't get the callbacks, they give out their numbers, men don't call them. You know, they noticed instead of getting 80 emails when, you know, I don't know, those dating apps when they were 30, at 40, they're getting like, you know, maybe 10, 15. And they don't.
Okay, the same thing happens to men. Men above 40 are also not usually very attractive. It depends on the people. Everyone, as they get older, gets a little saggier. They get a little more gray hair. They get a whatever. Who cares?
It only gets worse from there. Okay. Now you can see here, they're trickling down. All right? From right in here. It's basically the waterfall to oblivion. Now the bottom 80% of the dudes out there that are left over, they don't get to partake in the smorgasbord of the top 20% in their early years. Okay? They're left on the sidelines. You know, they're the wallflowers at the dance. The second look not taken and the resume at the bottom of the pile. Listen, gentlemen, that's just the way it works. All right? And a lot of you guys fight your way out of that. You know, you can do it with hard work, determination, you know, being able to stand up once you've been knocked on your ass a few times. And I made several videos about this where the betas become the alphas, and a lot of these 20%ers in the younger years
He does sound like
become
Joe
the betas
Swanson.
because, you know, they don't really partake in the trappings of, you know, dedication, hard work, education, and, you know, their fades look and they're fucked. Okay, now this 80% here, they start coming into the game right around 30. Okay, and most of these women in fucktardia have already been run through by
Again, do you have to call shit that? Jesus Christ.
the 20%. So the 80%. You know, if they want to, you know, deal with fucktardia women or dealing with blown-out fucking slot C's that look like a dirty takeout window from Arby's. All right, the beef and cheddar and a catcher's mitt. You know, and these
people also have this weird idea that somehow having sex over time somehow does something to your, like, labia. Which isn't the case. That's not how shit works. If you were to say the same, it would be like if I were to say, oh, you fucked a bunch of women? Oh, that whittled your dick down to nothing. You must have a real tiny dick now. Like, it makes no sense. This isn't how bodies work.
women from fucktardia.
People have all kinds of different genitalia, whether it be their penises or whether it be their, like, exterior female genitalia, if they have, like, labia. Different people have different stuff going on. It's fine. Stop trying to say that fucking a bunch of people somehow changes your genitals, because it's not the case.
Think, hey, this 80% is going to pay full price for this, this tore up fucking, goddamn fucking bowl of fucking warm soup, with a smattering of, spoiled tuna fish and a lot of Richard salad left over around the rim. Does that sound appetizing to you, gentlemen? Fuck no, it doesn't. Don't fall for this shit. There's a lot of guys out there who do the smart thing, and there's a lot of women out there who do the smart thing. And between the ages of 18 and 25, they meet a good dude and they take themselves out of this fucking equation.
Thank you, the Bread Panda, for following.
While the steel is hot, if you want to shape it the way you want it to go, ladies. Okay, working on your education and then 10 years of a career. Guess what? That's 14 years, and most of the women that do this have missed the fucking boat. They're standing on the docks watching their friends on the boat, which is now a party boat because they have security and they have all the shit that they wanted, and they're missing out because they're on the dock. Where?
Thank you,
so
the Bread
blatant, I don't
Panda, for
understand.
subscribing.
I mean, I pretty much knew this is how it worked in high school. I remember in 9th grade, none of the ladies would talk to me.
Imagine learning something in 9th grade and never changing your opinion on it. And also, have you considered no one wanted to talk to you because you're an asshole? Because you're an asshole. That's probably why. You look like an average dude. There's nothing wrong with the way you look even at this age. It's your fucking personality that's repugnant.
Alright, I didn't even get women that would even like respond when I said hi to them. But when I was a senior, all of the girls that were in my class were all about hanging out with us because all of the dudes above us had moved the fuck on and graduated. That lesson was not lost. I saw right through that, and I was 17 fucking years old and 13 when I started high school. So come on. All right, right around 40 is where women realize that feminism has lied to them. Okay?
Oh,
All
God.
that strong, independent bullshit that the feminists are brainwashing
What?
these ladies with. Well, at 40, they better be strong and independent because 40 to 80 is a long fucking time.
Does he understand that you can be strong and independent and be married to someone or in a relationship with someone? Because you can.
All right. The same applies to men. 40 to 80. If you decide, MGTOW, red pill, you don't want to fucking be married, blah, 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 what have you, which basically I have. So this applies to me too. But there's one difference. Men can handle isolation and doing their own thing way better than women.
I don't know about that one, bud.
All right? I'm just saying.
Male suicide rates above a certain age of single men are super duper high compared to women, specifically because men tend to not have large networks of friends. They don't have like social support networks the same way women do. So men at older ages, when they have like nothing else going on, they don't have a ton of friends, maybe they've retired or maybe they can't retire for one reason or another, their suicide rate is a lot higher, which is unfortunate and is something that we should address. We should make sure that men understand that they should be building these social networks with other people and making sure that we all have support networks for each other, but,
And if all of these social programs didn't exist and safety nets, and all of a sudden all of these single mothers out there were like, no more money for you, pay your own fucking bills.
Is he seriously getting mad that single mothers might have help taking care of their children? Fuck you, guy. What is wrong with you?
It would be a 3-to-1 women to male ratio of homeless because these ladies would fall right on their face. Okay.
And that would be bad. You understand that, right? For both her and the kid and society as a whole. Thank you to Lysius for following.
You can hate me if you want. I'm just telling you the truth.
No, you're not. You're drunk and you're rambling about how much you hate women. It's an issue. Please get help.
The truth is not an insult and reality is not an attack.
Okay, but it's not truth or reality. It's your biased opinion.
When it comes to single mothers, you have to remember this. The roomy single mothers are the last pick of used goods.
Ew.
Keep that in mind when you're out there throwing your fucking own flying crossbody cock block upon yourself in the bars. And also this. You want to know what really makes a woman horny? A man with options winning. All right, gentlemen.
Oh, this guy's just like the worst person I've ever covered. He makes my skin
you enjoyed
crawl.
The short lecture. I kind of pull it off the cuff. But I'm kind of sick and tired of dudes out there just not knowing what the fuck is going on. All right? And just because you weren't in the 20% in your 20s doesn't mean you can't be in the 20% in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. All right? And a lot of guys are fucking doing it out there, and they're doing it in spades. All right? So please, keep this in the back of your mind. It's a lot of women's nature and how the world really fucking works in regards to them. And a lot of ladies think that the smorgasbord of cock that they enjoyed here in this band is going to go all the way down for the rest of their life. Well, boo-hoo, ladies. Not going to happen. All right, I'm out.
Holy shit, that guy's got some deep fucking seated issues. Jeez. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today. Here's the YouTube archive. I just put it in the chat. If you haven't already subscribed over there, feel free to do so. This video and yesterday's video will be uploaded there shortly. Today's video I will cut into shorter segments if you want to look at them independently. I don't think I'm going to cut yesterday's video up specifically because it was a wheel video, so it kind of jumped all over the place. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let me see if I can raid someone. What's Jeff Holiday doing? Let me see what he's up to. Maybe we'll raid him. Remember, everyone, chat is valid. Thank you all for all you do supporting the channel. What are they watching?
Sisters.
I remind you of your sisters.
Let's just say
Nobody's met your sisters.
you and my sisters will have a lot to talk about when they get back home from school.
Where are they going to school, Ethan?
I mean, they have their weddings planned down to the
Fuck
last
it, we'll raid
detail,
Jeff Holiday.
And they haven't even met the guy they're gonna marry yet.
Yeah, all planned.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they look at those bridal magazines and they try to picture what.
Raid. There we go. So, thanks everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy Jeff's stream if you decide to stick around. Chat is valid. Black Lives Matter, trans rights. See you guys later.